Hi there everyone, Catherine here from English with Catherine, a YouTube channel about daily natural English, natural and friendly English, pronunciation tips, and lovely British culture and etiquette. If you're into any of that, I think you should stick around. Today's lesson is going to help you sound less formal when you speak in English. We're going to make you sound more natural and more friendly. By the end of this video, you will have learned 5 lovely phrasal verbs that you can easily add into your daily English vocabulary. Isn't that just great? If you haven't watched my last 2 or 3 videos, you might not know that I am pregnant. So if I'm a bit slower than usual, or if I look a little bit away with the fairies, that is why. But I'm feeling great and I can't wait to film the rest of this video. And if you watch to the end of the video, you will discover the word of the week. A beautiful advanced level word. Shall we begin? There's no time like the present. Number 1, participate. Participate is a lovely word. Participate is also not wrong. It's not incorrect. However, with British English, there's the written language, which is full of formal words, not really any slang or idioms. And then there's spoken English, which is full of idioms and phrasal verbs and expressions. I'm sure it's the same in your language. The spoken version of the language always tends to be a bit more informal. It's just how it is. Instead of participate, when you're talking, I want you to use the phrasal verb to take part in something. So the phrasal verb is to take part, but it often comes with in something. To take part in something is to join in with something. A sport, a game, or really anything that involves some kind of teamwork to make it happen. For example, here's a little bit of a culture point for you. In most British schools, they have something called Sports Day. Sports Day in England involves quite a lot of amusing games. One of them is the egg and spoon race. So I took part in the egg and spoon race. I was actually quite good at it. It's all about hand-eye coordination, I think, and balance. I distinctly remember absolutely loving that game. Have you taken part in anything recently? I want you to practice in the comments below, because that is what's going to get you to use this language and develop the confidence to use it. Put it in the comments below and I will reply. Number 2, accumulate. Do you use accumulate? Nothing seriously bad will happen if you use accumulate, guys. This is just a simple language swap to sound a bit more informal. Instead of accumulate, I want you to use the phrasal verb to build up or to save up. So to accumulate is to gradually build over time. This can apply to so many different contexts and examples. Here's an example of build up. One time when I was very young, I was kind of experimenting in the kitchen in the early days of me trying to cook. Of course I had to put an egg in the microwave. Then the pressure built up in the microwave, okay? The pressure accumulated, but we're not going to say that, we're going to say built up, and the egg exploded. And that was a very bad situation. An example with save up, which is related to money, when you accumulate money so that you can buy something that you want. I am currently saving up for this beautiful velvet coat. It's very important to have coats and jackets, I would say, in the UK. It rains a lot, so a good rain jacket is essential, but also just coats and jackets are a big deal here, and I'm a big fan. Just to say, guys, I am talking in natural speed. So if you're finding it hard to follow what I'm saying, that is why. I don't think it's helpful to speak slowly, because that is not real life. I know plenty of teachers like to speak very, very slowly when they're teaching, but this is my personal teaching method. Number 3, remove. Do you say remove? Nothing wrong with that word. However, in natural daily speech, we're much more likely to say take off. There are other uses of take off, the phrasal verb take off, but this particular one, we're talking about remove. So if I want to remove my necklace at the end of the day, when I'm just about to go to bed, I'm not going to say I'm going to remove my necklace. No. I say I'm going to take off my necklace. I'm going to take off my jacket or my coat when I get to my friend's house. The heat wave has come back, guys. It's hot. I think being pregnant doesn't really help with that. So replace remove with take off. Easy. Number 4, return. Seems like such a common English word, doesn't it? And it is, especially when talking about travel and tickets and travel arrangements. But in everyday speech, when we're just talking about our plans and where we're going and where we've just been, we use instead go back or come back. I'm just imagining myself talking in everyday speech and saying I returned home sounds kind of like something from Jane Austen. It sounds quite archaic and quite formal, which is what we want to get away from, right guys? We want to focus on sounding natural and informal when we're speaking, okay? I returned home from the pub. just sounds really quite amusing. I came back from the pub, I took off my jacket, and I crashed out on the sofa, for example. That's something I did the other day. Wasn't drinking at the pub, of course. I had a lemonade. Old-fashioned English lemonade. Love it. Just to say, I definitely use the word return when I'm talking about travel. I did just mention that before. For example, I've bought a return ticket to London. My return flight is scheduled for tomorrow at 2 o'clock, or I haven't booked my return flight yet. Number 5, this is kind of 2 words. Enter or exit. Do you say enter or exit? They've kind of left our daily vocabulary, really. When I think of enter, I think of the keyboard on your computer. Press enter. Sometimes I hear my students saying, I entered the room, or I entered the bus. No, we don't really say that. We say go in, so to go in to a building or a room. Or for public transport, like buses, trains and planes, we say get on or get off. Saying I entered the bus just sounds, again, like Jane Austen. So if you want to sound like you're in a Jane Austen novel, then by all means, continue to use these words. But if you want to be in the real world, unfortunately we do occasionally have to be in the real world, swap them out as a phrasal verb for these great phrasal verbs. It's difficult to know which words you should replace, which is why I'm here making these videos for you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're still here, it's time for the word of the week. Obsequious. Obsequious. What a beautiful sounding word, obsequious. This lovely word is an adjective to describe very obedient behaviour. Someone that likes to keep to the rules, but almost in an annoying way. They are overly attentive when it comes to keeping to rules. Come on guys, you gotta bend the rules sometimes. Am I right? Pronunciation is quite specific. It has these 2 funny sounds in the word. Sequi. Sequi. Obsequious. Obsequious. Some examples. Here's a real life one. I used to have a friend at school and she was a bit of a teacher's pet. Have you ever heard of that expression? A teacher's pet is when the teacher loves that student because they're just so obedient. They're just so good at everything. They're always putting their hand up and getting the answer, always getting everything right. Needless to say, I have never been a teacher's pet. Although my French teacher did really like me because I loved learning French and I was always really enthusiastic, so she quite liked me, I think. It's a very descriptive word, which is one of the reasons I love teaching English, because we have words that have such specific meanings. So communicating can be really satisfying. Very nice if you can do it. That's the end of the video, guys. Hopefully you can start using these phrasal verbs. As I said, comment down below with your practice sentences. I know sometimes it's difficult to get the right context or the right tone, so I would love to correct your sentences if you'd like me to. Thank you so much for watching as usual. I hope you found this video useful. Let me know in the comments if you did. Always lovely to get some nice feedback. I'm gonna go and fan myself now with an actual real little fan because I'm boiling. Have a lovely week, guys, and I'll see you next time.